Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and for those who are returning, welcome back. In this video, this is all about the day after Christmas. It is for those who received a Cricut Joy Xtra, the Explorer series, and the Maker series, as well as the Cricut mug. I am bringing several different types of crafts to this video, and just to show you what you can do with your machines and or the mug press. For those who already have your Cricut and you want to enjoy some crafts, this video is also for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First project, everybody, we are going to do a sublimation project. I have this sublimation tumbler from Make Market, and I also have, while I am talking currently, my mug press. It is turned on and plugged. It's currently heating up. It's orange right now, so it's letting me know that it's not too temperature just yet. So I'm going to push that to the side. I also, actually, before I even bring in my infusible ink, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Now, I do want to show you a little new gadget that I just found on Amazon. So it's this tape measure for cylinders. So you just hold down the button and you open it up and push it down. Oops, try it again. There we go. And then you just click on that button, just like a tape measure for sewing, same thing. But it's for cylinders. It is so cool. So this is actually pretty accurate. It is in 1/8 inch increments. So anything smaller than that. Oh, that was my heat press letting me know it's ready to go. But anyway, so it is 9 and so it's 9.5 really. And so we got 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, so 1.5, right? And so it's being measured for basically where it hits this click, or it hits this the edge of this tape measure. So pretty cool, and you just lift it up. There you go. So I did check it with my tape measure that I just showed you guys earlier, and it actually is fairly accurate. So it's just kind of saves you from, you know, having it to wrap around that way. So I will link that in my description box below, so check that out. And before I move that to the side, I am going to go ahead and clean my sublimation tumbler. Now, this one is a little scratched. Oh, no, it's not scratched. I was going to say it is a little scratched up. If it is, that's because I have had this in my craft room for some time now, and I finally decided to put it to good use. So you want it to be lint free, because if you don't, then it will leave these blue little marks where the dust was. It is recommended that you use a microfabric, am I saying that right? Cloth, so that way it collects the dust and lint, or you can use your lint roller and do that way. But I'm just going to go ahead and use my rubbing alcohol. So just to kind of show you, rubbing alcohol. And I got this from, I'm a paper crafter now, so I got this from Spellbinders. Actually, I got it for free, and I thought this is a great idea for rubbing alcohol. Now, we're going to need this, and I'll explain this silicone mat here, why we need that in a moment. I want to talk about the weeding process for infusible ink. Okay, so you don't ever want to use your weeding tool, because you don't want to run the risk of scraping. Like you can kind of see here, I'm not gonna lie, I was using my my scraper tool, or not my scraper tool, but my weeding tool, because I couldn't get this. It was a hot mess, and so I kind of scraped it, and that's exactly why you don't want to do that. And also, so what you want to do is just kind of bend your transfer tape, or the carrier sheet rather, and peel it up that way. So you can see the the top part, and this is probably because it's so old. I've had this transfer tape for God knows how long, and so that's why it's kind of falling apart like that. So I'm just bending the design, and you just don't want to bend it too much where the whole thing comes off, right? Just enough for you to remove the negative spaces that we no longer want. Okay. Let me try it this side, because that's not wanting to come up. So I already weeded the whole thing, minus a few areas, just so you guys can see the process of weeding It's fairly simple, and I wouldn't go, now this is pretty intricate, so I was a little nervous, but I wouldn't go too intricate with infusible ink. So just because I don't know, I don't think it will, I mean, it depends, it could do well, but I don't know. Also, looks like I missed one more. You want to make sure that you put, when you put it in through your machine, you want to make sure you put it, when you are ready to cut, you want to make sure that it is ink side up. Use your burnish, oh crap, what is that tool called? Your brayer tool, to make sure it's completely down on your mat, and then you want to mirror. Although Cricut Design Space now has an automatic mirror when you select materials that does iron on, so it automatically does mirror. But just in case, for good practice, in case they ever take that away, you want to make sure that you do that. Okay, so I actually cut mine a little bit, cut mine a little bit larger. It's going to be easier if I actually just have it sitting up. In fact, I'm going to remove this, and you usually don't want to handle it too much. I'm going to try to grab it from here from now on, just because you don't want to run the risk of adding any oils that may be on your hand. So I'm just lining it up with the bottom here. Actually, let me see if I have my my cup holder, my cradle holder. I don't know where that went off to. I think I got it. I had to stand it up and just start from the center and then fold it around, and it did pretty good. Is it perfect? Probably not, but it works out. Yeah, so I'm slightly off. And so mine's just going to get cut off a little bit, and we're just going to say that is where the seam is going to be, and it's perfectly aligned with the back, which was totally good luck or coincidental. I did not plan it that way, but am I glad I did? Absolutely. Alright, so I'm just going to try to scrape those bubbles out. I'm going to use heat transfer tape, and also I'm going to take this off because I don't want to accidentally heat that, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape around the bottom here, so that way I don't get any what's called ghosting, which there might be a possibility. I'm not the best. I don't really care for sublimation. Oh, you guys hear that? My machine's like, you're taking too long. But yeah, I'm not the best at sublimation because to me it's like a hit or miss, and you have to be really meticulous about it. And I am to an extent. I don't know. Okay, so I just made sure that's good. The top is good. I'm going to go ahead and add it just for good measure. But I'm going to really tape that down. And again, you have to use tape, heat tape. You can't just use regular tape. Okay, so here we go. Got it all done. It's pretty well, hopefully. Is it going to be perfect? Probably not. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to use the silicone let me bring that out. I'm going to use the silicone because this is too small for this Cricut mug press, because this wasn't made for that. Okay, this is a Michaels brand, it's not Cricut brand. So you have to use the silicone mat to help fill the space, okay? And I'm also going to pay attention to the seam. The seam's going to face me, because what I'll have to do is I'll have to rotate it. Once it does, it's 4 minutes. So each rotation is 4 minutes. I'll only have to do one. Now if you're doing the full length, you're going to have to, in fact I might even have to do that, but you're going to have to turn it this way, turn, and then you're going to flip it over, let it heat, and then turn. Okay, that's what you'll have to do. So let me put it in here. Actually, I'll put this in here first, and then I'm going to put that down here. Yeah, so mine, I should be okay, but for good measure, I'm going to flip it over, just for good measure. So it's going to light up, and it's usually about 4 minutes. In fact, I'm going to put a timer on it, because lately, I don't know about your guys' heat presses, but your Cricut mug press, but lately, just put a timer for 4 minutes. Mine goes off after the first press, so I always have to set my timer, and it's roughly it's roughly 4 minutes. While that's getting done, I'm going to move that to the side. For those who have a Cricut Explorer series, that being the first one or the Cricut Air 3, Explorer Air 3, or for those who have a Maker, and also those of any series, and those who have a Cricut Joy Xtra, this craft project will be for you. So I found this, let me put the right way here, I found this Padfolio is what it's called, from Target, and it has a nice little folder, and it has some paper. I like the grids because I like to do sketching, and then of course it has, well, you can put little stuff back here if you want to hide it or whatever. And then what I like about this is it has that, which I don't know why. I know the other clip folios that they have, why they would have that, but they have that nonetheless. Okay, so let me get this tag off here. I just got this all cut, literally got everything done, and just started filming. So I just went ahead and found a font that I really liked. Now it's telling me, let me flip back to over here, it's telling me it's done, and I know 4 minutes is really what it needs. So I'm going to open it up and close it back down. Okay, and then it will restart. My phone is still going, and we'll keep it going. So this is going to be an ongoing thing for the next 16 minutes. All right. So you'll see me getting flipped, or flipping that thing back and forth. Alrighty. So I just used a font that I really like. It's called Brown Sugar. I really love Brown Sugar because of the art. I just think it's super pretty. And I found this font, I think it's, or not font, but vinyl in its Cricut brand, and I just thought it paired really well with the purples that are in there. Okay. Transfer tape. Let's talk about transfer tape. I saw a YouTuber, and it's Beth Dilly for those who don't know, and she discovered, I'm sure plenty of other people discovered it as well, but I saw it on her YouTube page, and so I trust her opinion because I would not follow her if I didn't, or follow anyone, right, or subscribe to anyone that I didn't trust. And so she swears by it. I tried it, and I love it myself. However, I don't love the grids. That's just a personal preference, because if you don't get those grids straight on, well, then you're then it messes with your eyes. I just wish this transfer tape actually came in without the grids. I wish it was an option. So that's just my opinion. I'm sure there's people out there that absolutely swears by it, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to cut this. But anyways, loves the grid lines, and great. We can agree to disagree. It's just, it's not helpful for me and I can never seem to get my grid line straight onto my vinyl. That's just me. That's how I craft. But there it is nonetheless. Okay. So let me just check. Okay. So now, that was my alarm. Let me know the 4 minutes have come and go. I'm going to put on my heat-resistant gloves because this part is kind of hot. Let me move that in here. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to rotate it. Okay. And then put it down for another 4 minutes and move that to the side. Okay, so I will be cutting the camera in and out so you don't see me do that, but I will show you what I do when I flip it over. Oh, and I also just realized I never put parchment paper. I should have done that to protect the press, so it's kind of too late now, but you should do that. I apologize. I'm a pro here, let me tell you. I also wanted to show you what I was using. I'm using Cricut's infusible ink, and this is in their Pink Lemonade brand. So it comes, the parchment paper comes with it. Okay. So do that. Don't do what I just did. I completely forgot. I was looking over at my phone, and I was like, oh crap, there's that parchment paper. So what I'm doing is I am folding this back to expose a little bit of that transfer tape. This actually just helps control the transfer tape a little bit better. So that's what I like to do, especially on bigger projects. And Oops, I got a little bit of a bubble. Let's try that again. Oh, I do want to show you, bringing us back in again, this is what I'm talking about. My machine, for some reason, and I'm not sure if every machine does it, and this machine's probably, I bought it maybe 4 years ago or somewhere close to that, it turns off those timers. So I don't know why it does that, but it does. So let me know how your Christmas went. Let me know also, let me know what you got for Christmas. What machine did you get? Which one were you hoping for? Or are you going to buy some with your Christmas money? If I'm being completely honest, I don't know what I got for Christmas because I'm filming this about a week before Christmas. But I'm hoping I do have... Actually, I'll tell you what inspired me to do this video. My Cricut Air Explorer 3 has pooped out, and what I wanted to do is do an unboxing of the Cricut Air Explorer 3, but I just don't have time to do that. I just had to plug it in and get going. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I thought, you know what, how about do some crafts that you can do with all the machines. Now, I don't have the Venture, so that unfortunately will not be bringing to my channel. And I actually don't have the Explorer Air, or I'm sorry, I don't have the Maker 3. The projects that I do, it's unnecessary money for me. If you want to do like really thick material, and I mean it's not even that thick, but thick for the Cricut machine, and a bunch of other things, you can go to their website and see what the Maker can do versus the Explorer. I don't do those type of crafts, so it really couldn't justify the extra $100. Now, if I was given it, okay, sure, I'll take it, but I'm not going to spend the extra money. This is really hard to get centered, but okay, there's my phone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and burnish that down. So this font, again, is called Brown Sugar, and I just did the letter R. Now you can do iron-on. Iron-on would work. In fact, I've done it before in one of my Target haul videos, or my Target craft videos, I should say. And I really do like this one. This one's going to stay here in my craft room. The other one went to my work, and I use it for conference meetings or business department meetings. Excuse me. And there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the next craft project. The next thing that we are going to be working with is cardstock. You can use cardstock on any Cricut machine. Maker Series, Explorer Series, Cricut Joy Xtra, and the Cricut Joy, and of course the Venture as well, but again, I don't have that machine. And we are going to be using this wood blank here. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It came in a pack of 3, and I use 110 pound cardstock with a font that I like, which will be listed below. And yes, we are using Christmas, or really, yeah, I guess Christmas cardstock. But what I'm really intrigued with this is the pattern that is not, I mean, I love all of it, right? I wish I can use this, but I want this to be in my craft room all year, and it just doesn't make sense to have Christmas. But I really am intrigued by the ones that kind of doesn't really reflect Christmas, right? That you can really get away with. So I really do like the hearts, the crosses, the stars, the dots, and this one. So I'm not entirely sold on using that many different patterns, but nonetheless, they're there. Okay, so I just found a font that I liked. When you do this, you want to make sure that you use your light grip matte, regardless of the machine of your choice, and you want to peel your matte back and not your cardstock, because that is a fine way to ruin your cardstock by bending the cardstock and not the matte. So you just want to take your time, make sure you got everything, and then there we go. I'm going to move that to the side. Again, bending the matte, and you can break these, so just be careful of that. Now this is great for scraps, so I'm going to keep that for a scrap. There it is. We got the word design, and what's great about this is you can use these for something else, right? So we got DESI, which is over here. SI, oops, helps if I have that going the right way. Design, and then the N. Because we are crafters and we design all the time, right? So love it. And we also have that middle part of that D. That is vital for this project because I want that to go there. Although it doesn't look too terrible without that, right? I might do it without. I'm going to move that to the side and see. I'm not sure. I'm not sold by that. But again, we don't need those, but we can definitely save them for another project. And so it's just going to go right here. Love it. So I think I'm going to choose, I think, 3 patterns that I really like. What I'll do is get these cut down roughly. Just trying to get an idea. I'm going to bring in my little paper trimmer and get this cut down. I think, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see here. 2 inches should be enough. Yeah, 2 inches. Okay. If I need to cut a bigger slice, oh, just on point. Okay, let me get them all cut apart. So we'll do 2 inches. I think 2 inches. Actually, let me make it better. Sort of guesstimating. Yeah, 2 inches. Oops. Yeah, 2 inches is a go for that. All right, I'm gonna do that off camera. Give me 1 second. Perfect. So let's figure out design. Let's figure out the design placement. I think we'll do something just to balance it out. We'll do something like that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay, so my tape for this. Okay. Okay, are we ready? Oh, you guys, I did not realize I was doing this backwards. I promise I know what I'm doing. It's late night crafting. I'm trying to get this video done before I get up at 3 in the morning, and it's currently 11:30. I just need to go to bed. I was like, wait a minute, did I mirror this? No, I just put it on the wrong side. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, you guys, why didn't you tell me? It's all your fault. I'm just kidding. All right, let's take two. Oh, jeez. Oh gosh, Rachel. We're gonna pretend that didn't exist. Forgot it? Perfect, because so did I. All right, so flip it over. And there she is. Now I do have, oh gosh, did I lose it? No, I didn't. Okay. I do have this little piece here. And I do think, do I need it or do I not? I kind of like it, but no, I kind of want it. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my adhesive glue and glue this down because I don't like how it's kind of not laying flush. So I'm just bringing art glitter glue and gluing that down. Now for the fun part, I'm going to add some foam tape. And I really wish I knew what happened to my scissors. Okay, I'm going to bring in my anti-stick scissors. I'm going to put some foam tape on here. This might not even be enough, but that's alright. And I didn't get them quite lined up. Not worried about it. Now let's get this in here and centered. And there we go. I love it. I love how small and how we have a lot of negative space going on here. I just love the natural wood with the white cardstock and the pinks and greens. Let me know what you guys think. It's pretty cool, actually. Love it. It's gonna be a great addition to my craft room. All right, now that we have that project done, let's go ahead and see our final results of our tumbler. I'm really excited. I haven't done a wrap in, gosh, am I not peeling that right? Maybe not. I haven't done a wrap with sublimation, so I'm a little nervous of how this turned out. Because again, I am just not a, wow, I really taped this down pretty good. I'm not a really good sublimator. It's just not my jam. That's why I prefer print than cut, which is what you'll see here next if I get this open. Oh my goodness. Oh, I really have to earn it. Okay, so now I'm expecting this to be a little wonky because I overlapped it, and I'm okay with that because that's the back. All right, who's ready? Let's do it. Oh my gosh. I love it. Holy moly, this, okay, so there's that seam, right? And it actually kind of did sublimate it. So that kind of looks funky, but that's okay. That's the back. You know, you're bound to have a seam. But look at it. You can take it a step further and like add your name at the top, right? So maybe you could do that. I don't know, or you could just leave this as is. So again, that looks kind of funky. That's okay. I think this turned out super cute. I feel like I need to add like butterflies or something around here, but you know what? That's it for now. Let's just not push it. Yeah, super cute. All right, let me put this back on. Took no time to cool, actually, literally maybe 10 minutes. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the print and cut, which is my preferred method for stuff like this. So, print and cut. I want to do a print and cut on a shirt for my daughter. Found this SVG. I think it was on Design Bundles. Definitely will link it for you. This is for dark fabrics. Now, this is a light fabric. However, I don't like the light fabric option that Cricut gives you. I really just prefer the dark fabric. To me, it's thicker and less flimsier, and I really do appreciate that. And just found an image. I did send it to my printer. So this is not a sublimation project. This is just, you get the print and cut iron-on fat for dark fabrics, and you send it to your printer, do a really good quality setting, and then you print it, and then you send it through your Cricut machine. Now you could do this for the Cricut Joy Xtra, the Cricut Maker series, Cricut Explorer series, and the Cricut Joy Xtra, which is what I did with this one. Now, you can't use your Cricut Joy, I believe, well, I'm almost certain that you can't do that with your Cricut Joy. I'll have to check. But anyways, so I weeded out everything. Now they do make transfer tape for, or transfer paper, whatever, for printable iron-on, but I'm not going to do that because it's just one solid piece. You can consider, if you don't want to get that, you know, if you have different, like for example, if you have one word, like 4 different letters, it will be individual letters unless you create an outline or an offset, and then it will be one solid. If you guys want me to do a series of print and cut, I am more than happy to do that. I love print and cut. I was really into it there for a moment. Okay, so let me know in the comment section if you want me to do that. I will do that for sure. Like, have you, I mean, I do actually have some videos. I'll take that back. I do have videos of doing print and cut, so check them out. I forgot that I did some. But I can do more up to date. So what you saw here was I just lint rolled my fabric, and then what I'm going to do now, unfortunately, because I need to use my clamshell, my HT Ront. You won't see the heating process, but it's going to be no different. So this would be a great idea if you got an heat press. You could do this with your heat press. I am just going to go ahead and use my clamshell because my HT Ront, just because I have it heating up anyways. I need it for the next project, or one of the projects I should say. But what I'm doing now is I am gently peeling back the backer. Sorry if I'm a little off here. And I'm just gently peeling this off. So when you're doing print and cut, you want to make sure you try to get all your print and cuts in line and ready to print one, so you're not wasting as much as I just wasted. And then what you're going to do, I'm going to show you the process, because again, I don't have a camera to it. I'm not that fancy here at the daily household, but at least not right now, not until I get a little bit more subscribers and I can afford more. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the design on my shirt. First, I'm going to preheat my shirt. And I have the preheat set to 315, and it wants me to preheat this for 5 seconds, and then I'm going to do it for, and then I'm going to iron it on for 40 seconds, okay? And you also want to make sure that you put some parchment paper on top of your design to protect your design. So, I weeded it out. I'm going to preheat this shirt, and then I'm going to put this on here, get it fixed and centered because it's not sticky, so you got to be careful with that. And then I'm going to put this on top, heat it for 40 seconds, and then I should be good to go. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to get that done. Got that all done. Lift this up, and there you go. Here's another reason why I don't like sublimation. You have to use 100% polyester with sublimation. I don't like polyester shirts, not a big fan, and you simply are stuck with whites and grays and really light colors. With print and cut, you could do any color, you could do any type of fabric, well, maybe not every type of fabric, but just about, and it just works out perfectly. Now, they do recommend waiting 48 hours to wash it after you press it. Trust me on that wait, because I accidentally waited 24 hours and then the ink bled. So just wash it after 48, 72 for good measure in my opinion, and then hang dry it and wash it inside out. Okay, well there is Print and Cut. Again, Maker Series, Explorer Series, and the Cricut Joy Xtra. Let's go ahead and do another iron-on project, but one for Mama. I'm going to do flocked iron-on, and I'm going to do a sweater for myself. And so this, you can, if you heard that little chirping, that was my HT Ront telling me it's ready to go. So if you never did flock on or iron on, it's kind of like a velvety texture. I wanted to do puff vinyl, but I didn't have enough to do what I wanted, so I went with this. Now you can do, move all that's off to the side. You can use your Cricut Explorer series, you could do your Maker series, and you can use the Cricut Joy Xtra, which is what this was cut on. Actually, if I'm being honest, all of these projects were done on the Cricut Joy Xtra because I have not even had time to set up my Cricut Joy or Cricut Explorer. As I'm weeding this out, I was just wanting to tell you guys, I did do more pressure. So actually, let me backtrack that. On the Cricut Joy Xtra, it does not have a setting for puff, nor does it have a setting for flocked iron-on. And at least I didn't see it, and I could have missed it, but I'm almost certain it does not. So what I did is I just did everyday iron-on for more pressure. That, of course, that's my machine, and you obviously want to do it. If you just got your machine, I would do a test cut to ensure that it cuts thoroughly. You don't want to waste a whole design and a whole thing of flocked iron-on just to know, or just to see it not work, right? So my recommendation is to just do a sample test, right? Just do a square or maybe a hexagon or something a little bit more complex and see how well it does. Honestly, you could probably even do with normal pressure and it will work just fine. I don't know. You just gotta test your own machine. I just wasn't gonna run the risk, and I always just do more pressure when it comes to flock because it is a thicker material, And of course you want to make sure that you mirror it. So it just says, I wasn't made for winter, which is why I moved down south. Okay, not really. I moved down south for a position that was offered. And then a month later I met my husband, and then here I am today. Alright, I'm going to put this on my sweater. I just have this sweater that I'm for myself. I'm going to go ahead and lint roll it, just same process as the print and cut, and then I'm going to put this through my clamshell because I just want to, I get more pressure using my HTV rod. Okay, got that all pressed, so I'm going to flip it over to do cool down. Let's peel this up very carefully. Make sure you're paying attention to everything, looking up and down, make sure nothing's peeling up, and if there's any peel up, you're going to place that liner back on and reheat it. So far so good. Oh, love it. There we go. Oh, so great. Love it's oversized. It's going to be perfect, and I just think it's right on season, right? Because we're just now getting, well, by the time this video comes out, winter would have already started, but it's not quite winter when I'm making this. It will be here in a couple of days, so I thought, what a great way to kick off the winter season. Luckily down the south, it's not too bad. It usually lasts until November-ish. Like today actually was almost 80, but it will cool back down. But it usually lasts from November to about mid-March, and it starts heating back up, so not too bad. Okay, let's get it back into vinyl crafting. Alrighty, so you can also, with your Cricut machines, you can make signs. And I'm going to do a small sign for those who have a Cricut Joy. I am making a small sign. I've been using a lot of large projects, and you guys are probably thinking, well, what about me? I have a Cricut Joy. I want to know what I can do with it. Well, here it is. You can make a really cute small sign. I paired two fonts, again going back to that brown sugar font, and then I also used Comic Sans, right? I think that's what it's called. Am I saying that right? Gosh, I can't remember. It's like a font that every computer has installed. And just taking my time. Very good. And one thing you want to do is you don't want to wrinkle this all up because you want to make sure that you have everything. Once you ensure that you have all the dots to your eyes, oops, all the letters, then you can go ahead and throw this away. I just like to wait just in case. There we go. I always like to burnish the front and the back. Sorry, I should have said that earlier since a lot of you guys are potentially new to the Cricut world. Let me know what got you into the Cricut. My husband got me into the Cricut, believe it or not. I bet he regrets it now after all the money I've been pouring into it. Oh, also I added some rubbing alcohol to clean this up. You want to prevent any dust. You don't want to have any dust or debris on there. This will make the vinyl not stick well. But my husband, I'm gonna have to pull it up this way because it's just gonna be easier for me. My husband got it for me, and I actually was not really into it. Watch, I won't get this right. Really wasn't into it and didn't really want to learn a new software. Well, actually, no, I take that back. My husband was trying it and he couldn't figure it out. And I was like, oh, I don't want to work on something that's hard that I can't understand. And then I'm like, what are you talking about, Rachel? You've taught yourself several programs, architectural and mechanical programs. And so why is this one going to be any different? And opened it up and, well, never looked back. It's actually not a hard software to learn. I would do that kind of stuff on my channel, but unfortunately I can't bring myself to doing it or doing a lot of teaching how to use Design Space because it would just be too much like my job. I teach software for a living. I mean, amongst other things, the fundamentals of architecture and mechanical industry, but I teach software every single day when I'm at work. And well, when I'm in this craft room, I don't want to Even though I know I'm teaching you guys, I just don't want to teach software. So that's why I don't do that a whole lot on my channel. You probably will rarely see it on my channel. But there we go. It just says create something new or beautiful. Oh, and I do have that Cricut. Do I? Look at it. Is it Cricut? I think it's going up a little bit. I figured it was going up, but I thought, well, maybe I didn't have that transfer tape on there. See, I told you, those grids get me every time. Yeah, I think it's going slightly uphill, but I don't hate it, actually. I don't hate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an iron-on using the mini press if you got that for Christmas. So let's go ahead and move on to the next craft. For those, in fact, let me cut this apart here. For those who got the easy mini press, if you are still, if your Christmas is delayed and you're like people are still shopping for you and you want a press and you can only get one, get this one unless you're planning on doing large projects. Or if you're looking to get another one and you have the bigger heat presses, get this mini one. This is one thing I will never ever regret purchasing. I absolutely love my easy mini press because you can use it for large projects, small projects. What I like about the mini press is you can do focus presses instead of reheating your whole design, which is really nice. So you're going to see the mini press for this project is so vital because of what we're ironing it onto, and it's just really one of the best purchases, honestly, in my craft room. I will, as soon as this breaks, I will not hesitate to get another one. I love this mini press. And I'm not a sponsor. I have this travel bag, absolutely love it. I got it off of Amazon. It's dirty, ignore that. But I've had it, I use it to go to work, and you can clearly see it's well loved, but it is perfect. It just chimed to let me know it is ready. So it has, you know, stuff, I put my computer in there. It's a great travel bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up. And you should lint roll this, but I just did. Should be okay. It's just, I'll be honest, it's just dirty. And then I am going to add, see how we're working with such a tiny workspace, and I know it's upside down for you guys, but it's going to be easier for me to see the thread, or the stitching, if you will. That's good. I'm doing low heat setting too, because I always do low heat setting with the with foil, and this is meant to be moved. This is, but I am working with such a small area, and it's just, I'm not moving it around because I'm afraid it will move. Well, now I can move it around. I just was afraid that if I move it around, it's going to move the vinyl or the iron-on. This is foil iron-on. So yes, it is meant to be moved. With foil, you want to make sure you have a good adhesion. Like, you want to make sure it's completely ironed on, and you want to make sure it's completely cooled down before you remove it. If you remove it too early, it will start to wrinkle and give a crinkly look, if that's a word. And so you kind of want to be, you know, mindful of that. So now that I got that ironed on, I am going to let that cool down, and I'm going to let it cool down, and then I'm going to peel it up. I'm hoping the low setting is going to work. We may have to kick it up a temperature if it doesn't adhere this first time around. While we wait for that to cool down, you also can use your machine for labeling. This is how I organize. I'm going to give you guys a little insider look to what I do. But I label, you know, what video is going to come out when. And I also use these labels of created, edited, thumbnail completed, and uploaded. And then I have like details of, you know, what's going on. So I am using these markers. So as you can see here, that like this means it's created, this blue means it's edited, this purple means it's the thumbnail's done, and then this orange means it's uploaded. So instead of having to write this down so I know what goes with what, I figured I can just label my 4 markers, right? So these I don't really use, but I still keep them in there. Okay, so you can use your Cricut Joy Xtra for, you can use, well, you could really use any Cricut series. I'm just rubbing it with rubbing alcohol. I've been using these for the past few months. And there we go. So let that dry. And then I'm going to, but you can use your Cricut Joy for this. As I mentioned earlier, you can definitely use, you know what, when you're having really small designs, it's good to weed out the middles because it's able to like hold on to the rest of the vinyl. Whereas if you were to weed out the negative space first and then weed out the middles, like the letters won't have anything to hold on to. It's really good when you're working with such small fonts or just designs that you want to go ahead and weed out the middles first, just to save yourself from the trouble. All right, so I have uploaded, and that is, I'm just looking at my little shortcut, if you will, or my calendar, and that is the orange one. So I'm just going to go upload it here. Now, when you are doing really small designs or, you know, lettering, I would always recommend something really tiny like this. I would most certainly recommend, let me get this centered here. Hold on one second. I most certainly would recommend doing some type of script font. It just makes it so much easier to do scripts. There we go. So we have uploaded, and then we have edited. I'll tell you what, I don't know about you all, but I cannot function without my life being organized. That is my greatest strength and my greatest weakness, because I will overthink everything. Okay, we got, oh, I need edited, so that is going to be the blue. Okay, we got thumbnail completed. There we go. And these are just my, you know, it's part of the pack, but there they are. So we got complete created, thumbnail completed, edited, and uploaded. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and look at the iron-on that we just did and see how well it adhered, and see if I need to add any more heat. Bring that back in. Again, here you just want to make sure that you are careful peeling it up, because if it's not adhered, you want to quickly put that back down before it starts to wrinkle. And so I always go super slow when it comes to foil, and it did perfectly. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at it, it's so pretty. I finally got this all customized. So I can turn off my heat press, no longer need that, left it on just in case. And there we go, we are done. So let's bring everything in to see it as a collective, and let's talk about it. Here they are. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 craft projects to do with your Cricut. You got the Cricut Joy, got that, you could do that, and then you got your Cricut Joy Xtra, which could do all of that, which is what I did, and the Explore Air 3 could do all of it as well, and the Maker Series, and Explore Series I should say, can do all of this. We also got the Cricut Mug Press, so you can do sublimation on your tumblers, and then, or coffee mugs, and then you also have the Print and Cut series, which you can do with your regular printer along with printable iron-on. And of course you got your flocked iron-on, which is amazing. I love it. Sure is so accurate for me. And then you can label with your Cricut. You can create signs with your Cricut. You can do some more labeling. And then also you got the cardstock that you can also do with all of the machines and make a little decor. Well, I hope this video was very helpful, and hopefully you gained some inspiration to see what you can do with the Easy Press, with the clamshell that the HTV Ront has, so non-Cricut related. But if you have the auto press, you could use that, absolutely. When they first released it, it was $1,000 and there was no way I was going to pay that, and that's why I got the HTV Ront. But if you have the Cricut mug press, the mini press, which you guys, my favorite, get it, buy it, it's necessary. I never push any product. I don't make any of the money on any of the products, but the Easy Press for sure. So that is all I have for you today. Oh, and of course our iron-on, you can also label. I just didn't have that rim in camera, but you can also label this, and I apologize if I had it upside down earlier, but you can also customize your personal belongings. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see more content, and also give this video a like. Let me know which one your favorite craft project is, and let me know if you're a new subscriber. I will see you all in the next video.